Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to a new video. In this occasion, I'm gonna give you some advices about how to, survive to raw winters. And there are many, countries that have like raw winters. By the way, greetings from Quebec, Canada. This is one of the provinces with, well, in this country actually, in almost all the provinces, the winter is raw, either because, it's too cold or because the lack of, sunlight for, like many hours, right? Like, yeah. So, but there are more, there are more countries where that are considered raw due to the lack of light, and these ones are Norway, Sweden, Sweden, sorry, Finland, Iceland, northern of Russia, and Canada, north of Canada, and here it says countries with the longest winters that goes from 5 to up to 7 months. These are Finland, Sweden, Norway, Russia, Mongolia, Kazakhstan, and Iceland again. I think it's really necessary, like, start. By the way, these are countries that I would really love to know at some point of my life. Especially, I would say I'm very curious about, Iceland and Thailand. Well, Thailand has nothing to do with this top of the countries with the rawest winters, right? But yeah, so let's go to the point. There exists a graphic board, created by he studied in careers like science and psychiatry. Like his name of this scientist and psychiatrist is David Hawking. He made this research, like you can Google it, you can Gemini it or chat GPT it, about this professional, where it's a graphic that shows, like, explains how the low frequency vibes, like, I didn't imagine shame were the lowest. Guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire. I'm shocked about desire too, especially of all the negative vibes. Desire is the one that I'm most shocked about, because like I mean, it sounds so, I don't know, like normal, anger, pride, and yeah, courage is in the middle, but anger and pride, and and also like hate. Here they don't mention the hate, hating, resentfulness. All you consider negative emotions are low frequency vibes, right? On the other hand, I'm going to put the graphic here in the video somewhere in a sticker. On the other hand, we have the high frequency vibes, which are neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, enlightenment, optimism, all these positive emotions, right? So in this graphic, he explained how these vibes influence in our physical and mental health, right? And it makes a lot of sense, because when I was a teenager, for example, I remember that when I used to immerse myself in the drama of whatever situation I passed through, right? So no, well, not always, but when I did, I remember, especially when I cried or when I was upset, I remember that it was very easy for me getting sick, of a sore throat, the flu, headache were the first symptoms, right? And I'm very sure you have experimented too, especially when you are passing through too much stress, anxiety, yeah, emotional stress or negativity, right? So I think first of all we need to pay attention to our emotion state of mind, because that is gonna influence big time on how you feel, about the winter. Long winters in all these beautiful countries. I'm positive all the time as much as you can. Believe in God. You can believe in whatever you still believe in. Just manage your emotions this way that I'm advising you, because I mean, I'm very motivated for like sharing this with you, for I'm being generous, but at the same time I just find out like this past week, researching this I GPT it. I make a research about like a specific song. I'm gonna tell you in a little bit which song. Why this song made me feel so down emotionally. But also, I live in one of these Canadian cities where the people really project their emotional low mood, like they shouldn't be so introvert or like apathic. That's how I feel the vibe, like too much apathy just because of winter, too much down, I see the people like very down, and I'm like I really need to make, share some knowledge about the topic, about the matter. If you have a knowledge, you need to share it, in that way. The answer about this song, I text, I ask if the low frequency vibes can be transmitted remotely, what that means, like that, like let's say I have, I don't know, 3 or 4 blocks away, or in the next block, or just like 2 blocks from here, there is somebody that feels down, that is upset or depressive, fucked up, like in a bad mood, in a low frequency vibe or vibing too low. And I read that it's contagious, because I was curious. I was like, And also you can notice it when you are, for example, in concerts of music, you know, like especially the ones that the Tomorrowland, for example. I love watching the Tomorrowland videos. It contagious you of a, you know, high energy, enthusiasm, and you know, what you know what I mean. So the answer was that yes, they can be transmitted even remotely. And I'm going to tell you, well, I'm going to reach that part of the information in a little bit, but well, yes, here's the answer. Are emotions like joy, irritability, or pessimism contagious remotely? Yes, absolutely. Psychologically, not spiritually. They are called. This is called emotional contagion. Our brains mirror facial expressions, tone, posture, and mood. Neuron systems automatically copy what we observe. That's why happy people lift you up and negative people drain you. It's biology, not mysticism. Biology. My second question, can emotional contagion happen remotely, without physical contact? Yes, even without their direct interaction. Remotely, that was my question, remotely. Even without their direct interaction. Because environments, climate, daily routines, social atmosphere create a collective emotional tone. Your brain absorbs how people move, their expressions, silence versus activity, the rhythm of daily life. This affects our moods subconsciously. How not to absorb collective emotions. Practice methods such as ask yourself, is this mine or did I absorb it? Create transition rituals. Shower, change clothes, music when you come back from work. Use warm lighting and cozy spaces. Limit exposure to tense people and negative media. TikTok. Daily movement of exercise, at least 15 to 20 minutes besides your regular, activities. Visualize emotional boundaries. Control what music and content you consume. TikTok. Bad news on YouTube, there exists too. I'm not just gonna defend, YouTube and pretend YouTube is perfect just because, I grew up with YouTube as millennial. No, but like in general, like normally TikTok is the one that, bomb you more like with promote too much like xenophobia, hating, being like this type of mean girl profile between teenagers and young women. They just promote too many things through, what is tendency or with the news, fake news, So yeah, that's very important. Control what music and content you consume. Even movies, like when I was like, I think I told you this in previous videos where I'm talking about movies. When I was little, like kid and even till my teenage and young youth, like, before my 20s or early 20s, I was very fan of horror movies, but sometimes the more terrific or, heavy or, extreme, yeah, they were like, the worse I felt, even hours after watching those movies, So at some point I realized, no, there's something wrong with consuming this type of movies. I'm gonna lower down. And at this point of my life, I just don't watch movies anymore, like horror movies anymore, that often. If I see one a month, it's too much. It's just not good for your health, Unless they are all movies, which are the ones that I enjoy the most, that you already know what's gonna happen, because they don't produce this like a shock in yourself, in your being, like these abrupt emotions. These advisings are emotional hygiene, not superstition, not religion. It's science. Now, talking about the music. The most important information, the nucleus of the matter, I already gave it to you just right at the beginning of the video, but like I consider music is really, really important. It's one of the second or third most important, things for you to keep a high mood, and because I have realized that, music influence big time in your emotions, emotional mood, like, and imagine, for example, when you have a heartbreak, and you're already upset, you're already down, the worst you can do is listening on love songs or disappointment songs, that's just not good. So the song that I research about is called is one that, oh my god, I don't even need to listen it, not even at the half of them, not even at the mid of the song, to feel such a heaviness, emotional heaviness, like negative vibe, it's just right at the beginning, like they take advantage. This is a great known, reggaeton singer to, like saying you, darting you right away, darting you with a fucking, bad thing right away. So the song is called DTMF of Bad Bunny. And yeah, I asked why Bad Bunny's DTMF feels so bad. It's not a vibrational frequency in a mythic sense. It's how your brain reacts to the sound style, emotional tone, and production. Heavy, sustained low frequencies can create pressure, anxiety, or heaviness. It's just what I'm just explaining you. Dark, repetitive melodies triggers melancholy or low motivation. Minimalist trap beats feel emotionally empty. If you are already sensitive or tired, like how normally it is, in winter, long winter places, or raw winter countries, your reaction to this music is stronger. Resume. Your nervous systems interprets dark, slow, bass heavy music as emotional weight. And I will dare to say that as a threat. There is something that one of my favorite Spanish psychiatrists, she's called Marianne Estape. I like Spanish, and I like, because I'm Latin, so I feel like some familiarity with, Spanish people, but I love their accent, it's really funny. This psychiatry, she says that the brain don't distinguish from a real threat. Like, for example, you are in a zoo, or, in a jungle, for example, let's say, and a tiger is trying to catch you. First reaction of your brain is like surviving to that, to that threat. So you run fast speed, you climb into a tree so the tiger doesn't bite you or eat you or you kill you, whatever, or I don't know, yeah. The same type of anxiety the brain creates when you are, like, the brain doesn't distinguish real threat from artificial threat. So if you are always in an anxiety mood, stress, and even worse, like fear, or like you're gonna go even more down. You're gonna be even more upset. Like, physical state drains you. First of all, drains you and makes you sick. Like the brain just protects itself. Stress, like just stress. So that's exactly what this music produce. The brain doesn't give a shit. The brain doesn't give a shit about if the threat is real or artificial through the music or through horror movies. The brain just protects. So, I mean, and I want to put too much emphasis in the music, especially because I have met, guys, or I have date guys, or hang out with, friends or whatever, especially men that like, like even women, they like Travis Scott, for example. And Travis Scott, in my opinion, he will be like the Bad Bunny, but of the hip hop, or rap music. So some of his songs are like really low frequency vibes. I listen to those songs and it's like, oh my god, please switch it, let's switch it. Let's play another genre of music, like pop, like even reggaeton, some, except for some Bad Bunny things, or some other, even in reggaeton, like you can find songs that are really, really bad, But you need to be really careful with which kind of music you listen. And like I say, I'm not here for like pretending to be a nun, pretending to be, converting you to the Christianity, whatever. Like, you are free to do whatever you want to with your life, but these emotional frequencies are contagious and are affecting me too, I don't want to be, screwed. Because the own knowledge of the people, these emotions are contagious remotely. You don't need to be right next to a person that is, especially if it's a collective mood, so you need to spread the voice, you need to speak out, like commenting, sharing it wherever you want to. I encourage you to share it. I encourage you to talk about this with, everybody, everybody, especially in these countries like Canada, Finland, Iceland, Norway, northern of Russia, the Antarctic too, Alaska. Now I will dig a little bit more in the music topic. Many people, listen to songs without, not being aware of what this produce in everybody, in us. But like, I swear to God, please let me know if, somebody feel the same vibe when they listen DTMF of Bad Bunny. Like, just the very beginning of the song is like, and I didn't even look for that song, Lately, talking about reggaeton music and all music in general, I only listen to the most popular songs, DTMF is a song that, I'm quite often listening some of these beats, like Karol G, like some Mexican reggaeton too, some like Jaco, some like I don't know yet, Bad Bunny, Maluma, like a Mexican artist too. Called, I'm gonna once in a while share music of them too. But yeah, I mean, there are more songs. I think the other one of Bad Bunny, I think it's called Hoy Cobré. But at the beginning, it also feels like really, really down, and it's bad. It's really, really bad. I made a research about some other songs. I will make another video talking about specific songs. Maybe. I mean, I don't know, because I love talking about movies. But I just have lack of time lately. I wish I could. Why Travis Scott music can lower the mood too. And the answer is because of minor keys, sad tonalities, heavy sub-bass, slow or hypnotic. Heavy sub-bass, slow or hypnotic repetition, empty, spacious production. Those elements push the brain towards introspection, tension, or emotional numbness. Okay, and these are the Travis Scott songs with the most down or heavy mood that you need to avoid, listening no matter what. First one is Fame. It produces tension and aggression. Like, you need to be careful, guys, especially if you're immigrants of countries that are really, really strict. If you commit like a crime, you get expelled, or you just screw with your life as immigrant, whatever first world country you are, either Europe or here in American continent. My Eyes, second, produce sadness and introspection. telekinesis. Oh my god, this one, the name itself, like it already gives me goosebumps. Telekinesis. It talks itself about what is the song about, you know. Emotional heaviness. 4-1. I know. Emotional numbness. 90210. Nostalgia and emptiness. Pay attention to the emotions they create or they produce. SDP interlude. Oh my, this is delicate. It produces dissociation. Astro thunder produces melancholy. Stop trying to be God. Vulnerability. Stop trying to be God. This is a word song a man can hear, because normally a man, they want to feel, you know, like needed. They want to feel protective. They want to feel needed again. They need to feel useful. They need to feel admired. Like that's the emotional goals in a man. So stop trying to be a god. I don't even want to know what the lyric says, but it produces all the opposite to what man is looking for, and it's vulnerability. So if you don't want to feel vulnerable as a man, don't dare to listen to this. Okay, I don't know in which number of the song we are, but the other one is Wake Up. It produces low energy. I mean, what the fuck? It's so contradicting. But wake up and lower, low energy. Psychus, Maximus, pressure and darkness. However, there are some of Travis Scott that, I mean, I'm not against him. I don't hate him. I mean, I don't even know, like, whatever. Like, I just, but I like one of him that I really like is called Goosebumps. It brings me good memories, you know, of some years ago before the pandemic, I think. And there is also one that is of future, and it's called No Mask. No Mask. Well, I will tell you in a little bit what's the name of this song. This video is getting too long. I will make a second part to digging more deeply in the hip hop and rap songs that, you know, gets you down emotionally, you know. Okay, I'm gonna finish this video, and after I'm gonna dig in some other specific songs. Here are the top 10 of the most emotionally heavy songs of hip hop per artist. Future is Cold and Crazy. It produced deep sadness and exhaustion. Don Toliver, Can't Feel My Legs, emotional heaviness. Kanye West, Coldest Winter, grief and emotional cold. Metro Boomin, Raindrops, produce anxiety and tension. Playboy Carti, Stop Breathing. What the? Oh my god. Chaos and Stress. The Weeknd, The Hills, Darkness and Danger. Yeah, I mean, the Hills of The Weeknd is pretty obvious, like, you know, just starting from the beginning of the song, the yelling and everything, you know. Nav, Myself, Isolation. They produce Isolation. The song is called Myself from Nav. Lil Uzi, XO, Tour, Life. Emptiness and Despair. 21 Savage, No Heart. Emotional Coldness, oh my god. Grayson Tyler, Exchange, Regret and Longing. Conclusion. What you are sensing is nervous system response, not imaginary vibrations. You are simply highly sensitive to sounds, the sound, and emotional tone. Well, that's it. I'm gonna make a second part of this video because, you know, I made them with a Snapchat because I love wearing filters. This for me is really cool, and I mean, it's not just because of my appearance, but because I want to keep my anonymity as much as I can as YouTube creator, you know. And I hope you have enjoyed. I really appreciate this content, and it'd be useful for you. Okay, send you a big hug and take care. Subscribe.